And hello and welcome back to the IKC's 11th round of the championship here on Kart Chaser. I'm Sheldon Atkins, joined in the booth by Brad Dalton, and we're gearing up to bring you more of the racing action here from Whiteland Park. Coming up here momentarily, we're going to have qualifying for the, let me look at the right sheet here, for the micros and minis. And we've got a pretty stacked docket of stuff coming up here. Brad, how you feeling about it this evening? Afternoon.
Yeah, doing pretty well. Well, evening, afternoon, morning. I guess it depends on when you watch it. That's why we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whether you're watching this live here on Kart Chaser or you're watching it back after the fact. This morning was a lot of fun. I will say that I enjoyed this morning very much so. I was cold in sympathy of everyone that was out there. I'll tell you right now, temperatures have warmed up a little bit during the lunch break here. We're at 54 degrees Fahrenheit now. Should be getting up to 60 degrees by the time we run through our finals here at the end of the day. So the weather definitely improving here. Warm-ups kind of kept my eyes on the times a little bit and looked pretty interesting there. So lots of good seasons going on here, lots of good runs going through here, and I'm excited to see who can bring it on this afternoon.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be exciting. If there's one thing I've noticed, the morning show is always great, but the evening, man, it ramps up there. All these drivers realize that's their last chance to do something for the weekend, and nobody likes to leave the racetrack empty-handed.
Yeah, do you blame them though? I wouldn't want to leave empty-handed. You show up, you put all the effort and the time in. I mean, yeah, you don't want to leave empty-handed at all. So let's see where they go here. If anyone can pull off an upset today or get anything real crazy going on here. The standings look good. Plenty of good battles coming up. So yeah, buckle in. Thank you for joining us and get ready here. I still see sweatpants and hoodies on by the track officials. So still a little cold there. I don't know. Maybe I just like cold weather. Maybe that's a me issue.
That is an issue. I
I
wish we
mean, is it an issue though?
I wish we'd go back to April or early May. Really good. Although we here in Virginia, we had a really unseasonable June. It was like 60 degrees all the way up until August, which normally around here it's tipping 85, 90 the entire month.
What in the world?
Yeah, there was a polar vortex actually that pushed all the way across the northern to uh, northeastern and a little bit of the southern sections of the country, which really kept things cool. Probably the coldest summer I can remember here in at least the last 10, 15 years, because normally it's just you're roasting yourself going outside by the time you reach early July.
Yeah, no, I have no interest in it being that cold or being that cold the middle of July personally. But that's just because if it's summer, I want it to be summer. I don't need it to be cold like that. So yeah, that's a weird one and I have no interest in that. No, thank you.
Oops. Out of all the strange things I've seen throughout the years here, that was top of it. I thought that they just forgot to turn summer on this year.
Definitely sounds like it. That's a real weird one, but what's not weird is I will tell you the micros and minis going out for qualifying. I don't think that's weird at all. I think it's pretty sweet here to see micro minis going out here. Our youngest carts, James Fox leads the points for micros, and Blake Martinez leads the points for minis here. And I think that this is going to be a good little battle coming up between them as they come out.
So it was completely random, but I like Martinez's paint livery, whatever you want to call it, here in this division. That blue with a little bit of day glow tack to it. It's back a lot of memories to me for the old Stavala Brothers paint scheme from the Cup Series back in the day, actually, when they had Jeff Burton driving the Ray Bestos car.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that makes sense. Um,
I'm a little bit in the weeds on it, but I just think it's such a cool paint scheme, man. It's such a cool color combination, a little bit of day glow orange matched with some white and blue.
Oh, absolutely. I see that's the thing that can differentiate some drivers over others is just that very recognizable paint scheme. We talked about it this morning, like Diesel Maxwell. The name alone is something that you're going to recognize, depending on what Diesel's future is. Is the number two at Hendrickson is out in the grass there. That's not ideal. But yeah, there's certain things that I think really stick to the identity of karting. One is being fast, and two is having a good paint scheme. Some of these guys do very well at all of the above as they're going out right now and getting some times in. We'll see what the times come down to as it goes. I mean, this morning we were seeing um, regularly sub 30 seconds, and I'll tell you right now, the gap is not 27 seconds. Blake Martinez is showing on my timing as having a 4.1 second lap. I can tell you that is not correct. Um, he's running a 31.9 right now. So he's actually slower than James Fox in the micro.
4.1 second lap. That would be one heck of a Joker lap for him to get that kind of a pace. But no, yeah,
Yeah, that would be
31.967 his last lap. I'm going to keep an eye on the scoring because right now at the top of the board would technically be the 31.717 that James Fox ran. As Martinez now brings it down to a 31.804. Grayson Waite sitting there third place. 31.991. Good pace out of that 5 kart earlier this morning. Interesting to see what Grayson's capable of here as we work into the evening hours.
I think he should be able to get some good time in here as it goes. Wouldn't be surprised a bit if that number 5 cart is a big competitor this evening. Later on in the final, see him bring some big pace out. I would not be surprised a bit.
And now you can officially put Martinez up at the top of the sheet as he comes across the line with a 4/10 of a second advantage to the second place card of James Fox. 31.487 for Blake Martinez.
Good pace there being shown by Martinez. Nothing like his 4 second lap, but still good pace nonetheless as he goes through here. Taking a look at things as they go. Yeah, everybody looking pretty comfortable here in the afternoon. I definitely think a lot of these guys who ran this morning, they kind of learned their lesson. They're feeling good. They've loosened up and they're ready to run the second half here as they go through and continue on pace. So, good to see everybody out and about here making their way through micro and mini Swift qualifying. A minute 15 left to go here.
Such a cloudy day too. What's the forecast? Any calls for any pop-ups here at any point?
No, we are looking at just cloudy with a chance of chilly.
Chilly as in the
Oh,
see the 5 kart having issues. Grayson Waite off the track here and stalled.
he is not happy. He is not happy at all. Look at that. He's punching the steering wheel. He is not happy with that one at all. So whatever has happened for him there, that is disaster.
Sitting comfortably in third on the timesheets, but being off the track when he could be out there making laps is definitely something that nobody wants to have to do here. As we look at Martinez just rocket around this circuit right now.
Looking really good. Martinez is going through. Everybody's looking, like I said, just looking comfortable here. The end of mini micro qualifying coming right about now. And we'll see here if anyone's able to find any more times. James Fox with a 31.609 is going to be top of the leaderboard here with Blake Martinez in second. Even those two should be flip-flopped once the timing is corrected there. And then a 31.991 for Grayson Waite, Zen Beach in fourth, Maxwell, McNeely, and Kaysen Hendrickson, the 7 micro minis going through here in qualifying.
I don't know about the flop on Martinez and Fox because I'm pretty sure now we're not able to see what the best lap was for Martinez, but I do think I recall a 31.3 being ran at some point. In fact, he just comes across the stripe in front, a 31.3 again. Finish it out here.
Well, then that is in order. Okay.
Martinez just
the
making
gaps
sure.
are incorrect.
Yeah, he's just putting the stamp on it here to make sure.
He might have heard me say something and just said, I'll correct him really quick. Hold on, don't worry.
We just reach in my back pocket and pull this back out again.
Yeah, for real. Drivers love to do that, though, so we'll see where things go for them as they continue along here. Micro mini qualifying complete. Next up, it is going to be the 206 mediums. So, and I think 206 mediums are going to be a good run here as well. Braden Heber again leading the points here. McCorkindale, Levi Wilbur, top three. I don't think I saw Braden Heber in warm up this morning or
Braden
warm up
Heber,
this afternoon. Not morning, but you know.
bit of a late entry for Heber, but I mean, we know the pace that the kid brings with him week in and week out. It's going to be interesting to see what he does here from Whiteland. Such an incredibly talented young racer.
Indeed. Let's see here where they're at with it. So, as we try to get one car off the track, Wilbur, McCorkindale, Knotsman had the three best times this morning, just looking through. And then Colton Kelly was in there as well. Troy Toney will be running this class as well, running as part of 206 Masters. He is the only 206 Master that is running today. So it looks like he is running mixed in with the senior mediums.
See the carts start to take to the track here to get ready to kick things off here for qualifying. Nicholas Nossman going to be the first one to roll across the start-finish line here. To wait for some of our transponders to cycle through the data to tell us who exactly is who.
Let's see here. It looks like right now everybody out and going as everything gets cycled through. First laps are starting to come through, and Levi Wilbur, first lap 35.052, looking pretty good there so far as he goes. We'll see if he is able to capitalize on that at all and get a little bit further through. Find some more times here. Again, in warm-ups this morning, it was Levi Wilbur at the top of the timing table with a 32.5, so we're still 3+ seconds off the pace here.
Levi Wilbur's certainly been fast here today. Saw him win earlier this morning. Be surprised to see him keep it up. As we see Evan McCorkindale take the top of the board now in the 191 machine. Nicholas Nostman rolls up into second place with a 33.617. 4/10 off of the pole, but still early in. These guys getting these tires warmed up. And these times are going to keep coming down.
Definitely still, again, cold, all things, considered as they go through. So as it continues to have the time come down and things continue to come up, we'll sort of see everything balance out a little bit as it goes. So don't be surprised to see those times continue to come down, and even in qualifying, see them kind of best what they did in warm up, because that is typically what we see here. 32.502 again, best time in warm up, and as of right now, 32.898 Levi Wilbur. McCorkindale not looking bad, and Troy Toney there in the 777 running third place right now.
A lot of pace up here at the front for Levi Wilbur, though. Runs across the line. Another purple lap for him, a 32.624 now. Still firmly about 0.2 of a second over Troy Toney right now as far as lap times are concerned. Corkadale falls back one spot here on the grid. Troy Toney taking over the second spot. Corkadale in third now. Kelly shoots up the board to fourth that last time by in the 38 cart. And changing here this go around. Nostman going to roll up now to third.
Everybody, again, I say it, I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again, but right now, everybody's still looking nice and comfortable. I don't see anyone really struggling with the handling of the car. I don't see anyone really struggling with the tires at this point. Nobody looks like they're driving, on icicles. They all seem like they have settled in really well. Like the weather has just kind of hit the point. It's very windy. Don't get me wrong. If you look at the inflatable man in the background there catching me off guard. But if you look at like all the flags around the track, I mean, it's very windy, but nobody seems to really be struggling with it here. Everyone seems to just, be comfortable and be able to run through. So I don't see anyone really having like a hard time with this as they go.
He was waving at us that time. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think so. I saw that.
There he is, right there.
There we go.
Across the stripe, a rocket lap though for Levi Wilbur. Comes across the stripe with a 32.512. And McCorkadell getting close too. I mean, everybody here in this top five is only separated by 0.5 of a second all the way throughout. And it's just gently staggered from kart to kart. So it is going to be a competitive split of drivers when we take the green flag later for the heats as well as the final.
It's amazing to kind of see, where everyone's at with it and how everyone's doing. Again, everyone very comfortable, very well locked in and going through as they continue along. Just kind of keeping my eye right now, just trying to see if there's anyone who doesn't look like they're actually really giving it the run. But right now, um, everyone looks pretty good here. Checkered flag is out for qualifying. Any last second runs at the moment? I don't see anything. 32.512 for Levi Wilbur. McCorkindale in that 191, a 32.540. Tony, a 32.732, your top three.
And round things out, fourth place going to Nicholas Nossman, followed by Gavin Haltom in fifth. Sixth place going to Colton Kelly with Josef Dirte in seventh. Eighth is going to go to Andrew Goldman with Cameron Parr, Mike Hamaker, and Adam Maxwell rounding out the 11 kart field. And also 11 kart field, man, that is a great sight to behold. Decent sized split here for this race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see so many karts here for the run tonight, this afternoon, this morning, today, whatever time of day it is, I guess. But it is great to see so many karts here out and about. Exciting to kind of see everyone showing up here for the penultimate round of the Indy Karting Challenge as they go here in Whiteland, Indiana at the K1 circuit, as the next class sets up to roll out 206 Junior. And this also looks like a stacked class coming through.
Absolutely. That afternoon participation is something else here. See one kart having a little bit of difficulty there. The S's.
See here, as everyone looks like they're rolling through. Should have 10 karts in this session if everyone takes part of qualifying.
Another big slide there. Right now, the field being led by the 151 kart of Daniel Dragunov with Jordan Le Pen out on the heels. Sets corners here to try and get the first lap down on the board. Across the stripe, it's actually Jordan Le Pen, the advantage, but here comes Parker Dunn with a 36.124. One kart off the track. That's a 34 machine of Nico Santos.
Oh, that is not going to be ideal for Nico as he's trying to get that kart back out on the track. Hopefully no damage. Hopefully able to get it started again here and going through as another kart is off track. And, well, it doesn't look like that one's going to be started or going again. I think that is going to be session over for that kart and another kart around. So 206 Junior having a little bit more of a dramatic run here than 206 before them did.
I think that was Nico just waiting for a good chance to merge back on. That second one anyway. Across the line, Parker Dunn still up at the top of the board with a 34.535. Maximus Seward moves up into second place with 34.713. Look at this log jam of carts right here, buddy.
I I can't imagine being part of that group of carts right there because that would be absolutely terrifying. Just being in the log jam there, just stuck in the middle, trying to navigate your way through. And I mean, we saw carts trying to move out of the way there as they were going through. I mean, that's not an ideal position to find yourself in, if we're honest. So glad to see everyone able to move out of the way there and get themselves sorted. But, this is a very, very interesting situation to see some of these guys just right locked on the rear bumper of the cart ahead.
And up at the top of the board here for the first time today, the 99 machine of Nolan Wade takes it with a 34.254. Only separated by 5/1000ths of a second. Back to Jordan Le Pen and 2/100ths of a second for third. We got another cart off the track. That is the 24 machine. Sorry, the 5 machine. Trying to figure out who that would be right now.
Yeah, they're not showing on scoring, but the 5 this morning was Gio Nelson, who didn't participate in warm-up.
Rough start here. Also, up at the top of the board now, Max and Klebe. The 34 flat. We've gotten down to 34 flats here, and it is still separated by the thinnest of margins as Jordan Le Pen jumps back to the top of the board with a monster lap, a 33.583 now to a 33.767. Run by Parker Dunn.
Max and Klebe, 33.80 and a 33.89 from Nolan Wade. So these guys are very quickly finding time. Top 5 all separated by just 3.5 tenths as they go through, and they're all about to cross the line for another lap. That's the one thing I am really starting to like about this layout as they go through is just how quick this layout can be run. Parker Dunn, 33.554, 2/100ths of a second faster than Jordan Le Pen. That is impressive.
Really whittling down these lap times here, and I think a big part of it too is, this car's really got a good deal of power, and you got this long straightaway. Everybody is packed together right now, which means there is a lot of slipstream to be had as we see a dive down to the bottom here in the final set of corners. I didn't think these guys are qualifying. I just think they're racing each other at this point.
It definitely feels like it here. I don't know that any qualifying is really being had. Yeah, they're definitely giving it a good fight here. We'll see what comes out of it though as they go through and we run to the end. Let's see where this goes because it's kind of impressive.
Dunn still with the advantage on time. Across the line first at the checkered flag, though, is going to be Max and Klebe, but Parker Dunn solidifying the pole run here in the 7 machine. He's going to be leading us off the grid on the heat. Second place going to Jordan Le Pen with Max and Klebe in third. Fourth, Nolan Wade with Maximus Seward in fifth. Sixth place going to Nico Santos with Max Ritter and Daniel Dragunov, running at the 8 kart field. This is going to be a fun one to watch, man. This is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, 206 Junior are going to be extremely competitive. I'm excited to see what happens with them as they run through heats and then the final here later. But, of course, to get to that, we got 2 more rounds of qualifying to go here. 206 Legends Supermasters next up on the table. These are the guys that, they don't give up racing for nothing. Let's see what happens here when the Legends Supermasters get out here on track. Let's see how they go. If my leaderboard would cooperate with me here, I would tell you this morning there was only one driver in the 206 Legends class. That was J. Brian Williams, and everyone else was running in Supermasters here, to include the likes of Danny Cutshaw and Richard Lemasters, names that we should be familiar with here if you've watched any of the Indy Karting Challenge. So I'm pretty interested to see what they do because they were running 34-second laps, which is impressive.
Right now, we're just waiting for 206 Legends and Super Masters to get gridded here. We're not think a part of what the wait is we had a kart or two get stuck out there during that qualifying run. So, just waiting for everybody to get scooped up off track and back on track here just soon enough. So we're getting the signal, and they are firing them up, rolling out of the grid here. We're out of the garage. And who's your pick here, Brad?
Oh man, that's a loaded question here. There's so many good karts here as it goes. I mean, realistically, J. Brian Williams and the 206 Legends is probably going to run a little bit faster than the Super Masters as it goes. But I also do think I think Danny Cutshaw is going to be very, very quick here. William McLaughlin didn't take place in the warm-up session this morning, but I'm curious to see what William McLaughlin can bring out here as we are live and running here. Track is green, and let's see what these guys can do here on these initial laps. Again, as we saw this morning and as we're continuing to see this afternoon, about the first, what would you say, first 4, maybe 5 laps, I wouldn't necessarily count on as it goes because realistically, it's not going to be finalized and representative of what we're seeing here.
I know, absolutely not. Would not based off the first couple laps. Wayne McLaughlin currently hanging out there on top of the board. The 35.486.
See, time's continuing to come in here. 3.5 minutes left to go, and gaps are quite close, all things considered here. McLaughlin really putting the pressure on J. Brian Williams. Again, J. Brian Williams, our only 206 legend running through, but tell you what, Supermaster's showing, hey, they've got some pace left as well here in those karts as they go. And William McLaughlin really giving some pace, giving some chase here, as that is J. Brian Williams and McLaughlin running together over the start finish line right now. And McLaughlin, using a little bit of that draft, gets faster than J. Brian Williams there by 0.2 of a second.
J. Brian Williams looking for redemption after this morning. Had a really rough qualifying heat race combo. Maybe come out ahead here for the 206 Legends of Supermasters. Sitting second on the board right now behind Will McLaughlin. And they separated by about 1/10.5. Tom Stevens sliding up into third with Joseph Stevens in fourth.
Great run from these guys here as they go through, and I already get the sense from them just by watching that they're going to be very quick this afternoon and very aggressive on the moves here, more so than we usually see with Legends and Supermasters. They all seem like they're doing a good job of keeping the cart under them, but I can already see some of them starting to think about, well, where will I make a move in the heat? If I need to make a pass, where will I make a move in the final? How long will it take me to set it up? And you can tell that right now just by the way some of these guys are running in packs of two, just bumper to bumper.
Look at how close it is up at the top now, man. J. Brian Williams at 33.432. Second on the board right now at 33.447.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see just how close this battle is. So it's going to be interesting as it goes.
Now, William McLaughlin swaps back to the pole, taken away from J. Brian Williams now by 0.04 of a second.
Time continuing to come down here as they go through and continue along. Again, still seeing those packs of carts come through and together. 45 seconds left to go here in this session. And as they go through, again, time's continuing to come down. Here, just separated by 4/100ths of a second, the top two. And then you've got Danny Cutshaw and Joseph Stevens that are running very competitive times there, back and forth and fifth as well, looking very close.
Up at the top again here with a 3.20. 3.36.
Checkered flag out here on qualifying. Let's see if Brian Williams or McLaughlin are going to top the step here, as they're both coming up around the final infield section now. And it does look like it is Brian Williams over McLaughlin there by 16/1000ths of a second. Tom Stevens, P3. Cutshaw, Joseph Stevens in P5, Richard LeMasters in 6th, and Wesley Bullock will finish out our grid here of 206 Legends and Supermasters as they go up. Next, it's KA Seniors and Masters, our final round of qualifying here for the day.
And we're just breezing right through it now, aren't we? Take a senior masters, seniors and masters here on the grid, getting ready to take their hot laps this afternoon. Drivers get the signal to go ahead. Karts taking to the circuit here.
Everybody getting out and going here on their run. Again, the final qualifying session of the day here, the final free session here from Whiteland of the day. Of course, if you're not a Kart Chaser Premium member, be sure to jump on PC or Android and join us for $9.99 a month. You can catch all of your favorite action live here on Kart Chaser. If you are a premium member, of course, you know the drill. You will jump over to the new link. And again, if you are not, make sure you join. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out live on all the action here from Whiteland as it goes through. 11 karts on track here. And I do believe, taking a look, they are all KA Senior. I don't think we have any KA Masters out on the track. I think it is only KA Seniors running through here.
And I'll tell you what, it is a who's who of names in this field, too. Just right off the top here, based on what we can see through the trackers, I see AJ Lund, I see Dane Van Dyke, I see Levi Wilbur. Those are guys I'm expecting a lot of pace out of. That's probably going to be a 3-kart.
I wouldn't say that they're going to have a breakaway. We've got Abram Dean here as well. Miliozzi is in as well. Macy Gallion is in as well. I mean, you've got a lot of really quick carts here in this category, and it's very, very hard to tell who's going to be quick, who's not going to be quick. But I can tell you right now, just right off the bat, Dane Van Dyke is doing a very, very good job of getting some pace in. But the best laps were 29.5s in warm up, and we're still off of that just a little bit here. So let's see where these times drop to as they go. Is every time someone crosses the line, they're getting up. So I think a little bit of the strategy here is be the last one to cross the line.
Definitely finding the limits. Best to do that now in qualifying, and then to go and do that in a heat or a race. And Levi Wilbur jumps to the top of the board here with a 29.593. Yeah, that's the furthest in the 29 bracket we've seen anybody work today, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. So 29.593 there for Wilbur's. It's crazy quick here, but I have a feeling that we're going to see some things go a little bit lower here as we go. So I'm just going to wait and see what comes through as guys continue to cross. There's another 29.597 from Raider Santos, 4 milliseconds behind Levi Wilbur.
Olsen also jumping up into third place with a 29.6. These two working in tandem together right now on the straightaway as both drivers gaining 3 spots from the looks of it in the grid. So seemingly out of nowhere, the 936 machine jumps up, and here comes the 43 of AJ Lund firing back with a 29.463. You know, I remember a couple months back, I got to cover a race here, and the whole weekend, it looked like it was AJ Lund versus the world. Walked away to commanding leads in all of his heats as well as the finals. So I'm definitely not counting out that 43 machine here.
I'm not at all either. I still think more times to be found is a 29.379 from AJ Lund as Christian Miliozzi comes in with a 29.581 here and proceeds to put in even faster times. So let's see where this goes. 29.460 for Dane Van Dyke. So times are continuing to move up and down.
Off the track to borderline top of the pack for Dane Van Dyke, moved himself back up in a second, wasting no time setting down hot laps after the little slide he took a few laps ago. So making the most of a bad situation, which is crucial when you have a field that has as many karts as this.
Yeah, you've got to capitalize here early. But as we go, let's see what happens here. 30 seconds left to go. Is anyone to capitalize a little bit later? I kind of have a feeling that they might be doing that. Let's see 29.288 for Lund. Trying to see if anyone is in a position to really top that time. I mean, everyone looks competitive, but the question truly is just how close can they get to it? Top 9 are all separated by under 0.8 of a second.
And across the stripe here, AJ Lund coming across with a 29.3, so not setting a fastest lap there, but a 29.288 firmly sets him up into the lead for now. Interesting to see what Dane Van Dyke fires back with here on the checkered flag. Wait for Dane to get around the track here. It's going to make us have to hold our breath here to determine this one. Cross the line, no dice for Dane Van Dyke. So AJ Lund is going to be your pole sitter with Dane Van Dyke second. Christian Miliozzi bringing home P3 for this session with Levi Wilbur fourth. Raider Santos fifth. Corson Olsen going to be starting sixth in the heat with Mason Ward, Abram Dean, Macy Gallion, Joshua Nelson, and Cooper Adair running at the 11 kart field.
Amazing run from everyone there as they go through, but that is gonna basically spell the end here of qualifying for the day. So take a quick break here, and when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, next up is gonna be the heats here on Kart Chaser. Again, if you're not a premium member, make sure you jump on your Android or your PC and join. If you try to do it on iPhone, they're going to tack on a $3 tax, that Apple tax that doesn't benefit anyone here. So We're going to step aside here, but when we come back, Sheldon, it's time for heats and finals. I'm excited, so make sure you come back here live on Kart Chaser.
Let's go race.
Come on, man.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.